Welcome to the Technoprogressive Roadmap for the UK from 2019 to 2035, published by the UK's Transhumanist Party. How good could life become by 2035 if people really apply themselves to the task? Here's our answer. Thanks to the thoughtful application of breakthroughs in science and technology, the future can be profoundly better than the present. 2035 could see an abundance of all-round human flourishing, with no one left behind. The word abundance means that there will be enough for everyone to have an excellent quality of life. No one will lack access to healthcare, accommodation, nourishment, essential material goods, information, education, social engagement, free expression, or artistic endeavour. The UK's Transhumanist Party envisions the possibility, by 2035, of an abundance of human flourishing in each of 6 spheres of human life. First, the individual sphere. 2035 could see large steps forward in the flourishing of individuals, all individuals. 2035 could see, likewise, large steps forward in the well-being of social relationships, in the quality of international relationships, in sustainable relationships with the environment, in humanity's exploration of the wider cosmos beyond the Earth, and, last but not least, in the health of our political systems. We say this whilst being fully aware of deep problems and challenges at the present time in each of these 6 spheres. Progress will depend on a growing number of people in all areas of society recognizing the true scale of the opportunity ahead, setting aside distractions, building effective coalitions, and taking appropriate positive actions. These actions are what we call the Technoprogressive Roadmap. The roadmap offers concrete, credible goals for what can be accomplished in each of these 6 spheres by 2035. 15 goals in total for society to keep firmly in mind between now and that date. We are publishing this roadmap with the hope and intention that other political parties and think tanks can freely copy from it, adopting our ideas and analysis into their own platforms. The 15 goals of the Technoprogressive Roadmap involve taking wise advantage of the remarkable capabilities of 21st century science and technology. Robotics, biotech, neurotech, nanotech, green tech, artificial intelligence, collaboration technology, and much more. The goals are also about how the development and adoption of science and technology can and must be guided by the very best of human thinking and values. Importantly, as you will see, the roadmap also identifies interim actions needed between the present day and 2025. Therefore, there's plenty of work to be done straight away. Here's what's different about this roadmap compared to most other political visions. Most other political visions assume that only modest changes in the human condition will take place over the next few decades. In contrast, the Technoprogressive Roadmap takes seriously the potential for large changes in the human condition. Most other political visions are preoccupied by short-term, incremental issues. In contrast, the Technoprogressive Roadmap highlights major disruptive opportunities and risks ahead. Finally, most other political visions seek for society to go back to elements of a previous era, which is thought to be simpler or purer or in some other way preferable to the messiness of today's world. In contrast, the Technoprogressive Roadmap offers a bold, credible vision of creating a new, much better society. A society that builds on the existing strengths of human knowledge, skills, and relationships, whilst leaving behind those aspects of the human condition which unnecessarily limit human flourishing. It's an ambitious vision, but as these videos explain, there are many solutions and tools at hand that can energize and empower a growing coalition of technoprogressive forces. We'll start by listing the 15 goals for the UK to keep in mind for 2035. Then we'll look in additional videos at each of these goals in more detail, including why the goal is important, an outlined plan for how it can be accomplished, and some interim steps that should be ready by 2025 as preparation for the full accomplishment of the goal by 2035. The goals are split into the 6 spheres of human life already mentioned. The first sphere is new levels of individual flourishing. The goals here address bodily health and mental health. Goal 1 is that the average health span in the UK will be at least 90 years, up from 63 as at present. Goal 2 is that at least 99% of people in the UK will experience their mental health as good or excellent. The second sphere is new levels of social flourishing. There are 4 goals in this sphere. Goal 3 is that automation will remove the need for anyone to earn money by working. Goal 4 is that there will be no homelessness and no involuntary hunger. Goal 5 is that world-class life preparation education to postgraduate level will be freely available to everyone. Goal 6 is that the crime rate will have been reduced by at least 90%. The third sphere is new levels of international flourishing. There are 2 goals in this sphere. Goal 7 is that risks of international military conflict will have been reduced by at least 90%. Goal 8 is that the UK will be part of a global free travel community of at least 25% of the Earth's population. The fourth sphere is new levels of environmental flourishing. There are 3 goals in this sphere. Goal 9 is that the UK will have been carbon neutral for 5 years, that is, since 2030, thanks to improved green energy management. Goal 10 is that the UK will be zero waste and will have no adverse impact on the environment. Goal 11 is that consumption of meat from slaughtered animals will be cut by at least 90%. The fifth sphere is new levels of cosmic flourishing. There are 2 goals in this sphere. Goal 12 is that the UK will be part of an organisation that maintains a continuous human presence on Mars. Goal 13 is that fusion, the energy source of the stars, will be generating at least 1% of the energy used in the UK. The sixth sphere is new levels of political flourishing. The last 2 goals belong in this sphere. Goal 14 is that politicians will no longer act in ways that are self-serving, untrustworthy, or incompetent. We'll all feel proud of our politicians and grateful for them. Goal 15 is that Parliament will involve a close partnership with a House of AI or similar revising chamber. Therefore, society will be guided by the best of human insight in close, productive collaboration with the best of AI insight. It's now time, as promised, to look more closely at each of these 15 goals. In the videos that follow, we'll look at the rationale for each of the goals, methods by which these goals can be accomplished, and, in each case, interim targets to be met by 2025. We'll also highlight the important connections between the different goals. Indeed, progress towards any one of the goals will be under threat unless there is good progress towards the other goals too. Conversely, progress for any one goal will tend to increase the likelihood of progress for the other goals. In the technoprogressive roadmap, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts.